Hi, welcome to Adventures in Bonsai. Today we're going to take a look at transplanting a specimen of a Buddha plant, sometimes known as a Buddha belly plant, sometimes known as a bottle plant. They're interesting succulents that go into the euphorbia family. They have a big caudex, which is the bottom part of them that spreads out. And they're interesting plants, and let's go take a look at it. This is one of the Buddha plants I've already had established for a number of years. It's growing in this pot. It's got this nice caudex on it and these nice surface roots coming out. And up top here, we have these leaves. They get these beautiful leaves. They come out of the center. Here's a new one coming out here. And they also get these nice flowers. And the thing is, the way to grow these, if you can, is to get seeds. Because the seeds grow nicely, I've heard. And basically, I've heard that you can go and they should produce pods by the end of the summer. I haven't seen that happen yet, but I want to keep my eye out for that this year. So this is the one I have that's already established. Let's go take a look at the specimen that I have. This is the specimen plant that I just got yesterday. We took a trip up to Pine Island, which is basically on the other side of Cape Coral here in Florida. It's about an hour drive from where we live. And we went up there to look at mangoes and to get some mangoes. It's really an interesting place. There's a nice nursery there. There's a bunch of nurseries there. And Bokeelia is one of the little cities there. And there's Mount Lachey. And they're really quaint little towns that are really fun to go to, very artsy and interesting. Okay, so let's go and take a look at the plant a little bit and see what we're going to do to it. But before we do that, we're going to take a look at some coconuts that I got while I was up there for planting. Let's take coconut palms, as you probably know, produce these big seeds. I think they're probably the biggest seeds in the world. And when you get them, you want to get the more mature, the older ones. And you also want to get them so that they sound like they have water inside. I don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds like there's water going around in there, which is coconut milk. And the first thing you want to do is you want to soak these in water for about 3 days. So I'm going to fill this tub up with a little more water and see if I can put these really in the water. This is a tub where I keep my sphagnum moss. If you try and push these down, they tend to float because they're filled with the air and they're light and they're not too dense. But the thing is, you want to keep them in the water for around 3 days. So I'm going to leave them in here. I'm going to cover this up with a cover. And they should be fine. We'll come back and take a look at them a little bit later in the next video. I've decided to try to use this pot, which you've seen before in the first episode. I used this for the juniper. It's a really nice pot. It's got great drainage in it. Got some good weight so it stands up against the wind. You know, you can make your own pots like this if you want. Probably the best way is to go to a class at one of your local high schools, or maybe the Y, where you can get, you know, the clay and they'll let you create the thing and then they'll fire it for you and you can get glazes. It's a lot of fun. It's a good way to make pots with good drainage, because as we know, sphagnum moss likes to drain well. Okay, so now we're going to take this plant here and we're going to just take it out of the pot and clean it up and come back. A lot of it just shakes right out. Don't have to do too much with it first. And for the cleaning, I think just a shower will do most of this. Okay, I'm going to increase the pressure a little. There we go. I try and get all the pieces out of here if I can. I don't have to worry about getting all of them out. But you want to get the bigger ones out. And Okay, I'll pick out the other couple pieces. Let's move along. Okay, so we're ready to go. By now you should know the simple procedure of putting a little bit of sphagnum moss pad in the bottom to allow the roots to grow into it. And then take the specimen itself. I'm cleaning out another piece here. And we want to try to make a lot of contact between the sphagnum moss and the roots. And you don't have to worry about damaging the roots because the sphagnum moss is very medicinal for plants. That helps them to come back and grow nice. I'm just going to take these roots here, put them in, get this plant kind of situated in here. And now add some more. You can see how easy this system is. You don't have to work with dirty soil. Plants are clean when you water them. If you want to keep them on your lanai or wherever in your house even, it's just a lot better. Now the question is, how do I want to have this plant situated? I think straight up is a little bit better. And maybe just like this looks pretty good. Keep on adding the sphagnum moss. And you'll also notice that I'm wearing a glove. That's because I have a semi-open sore on my thumb here. And you have to be a little careful when working with sphagnum moss. You really don't want to give it a chance to enter your body, although I've never had a problem with it. And the studies have shown that the one incident where there was a problem, there was some sphagnum moss, I think it was in Wisconsin or somewhere, that was being used for Christmas wreaths. And 4 people who worked in the factory of many picked up something called sporotrichosis, which is a disease that's common, not common, but it occurs in gardeners. It's for people who deal in plants. So it's not necessarily from sphagnum moss, but sometimes that might be able to be a carrier of this, and you don't want to get that disease. That's also why when you're wetting down your sphagnum moss, you should be careful not to breathe in the particulate matter that comes out when you hit it with the spray. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. It's in pretty solid. You know, like I said, the trick is just to keep pushing and make it really a tight fit. That's the best thing you can do. I'm trying to push this in from the ends now so it'll look good when it sits in the pot. Maybe we'll actually go and get some moss and put it on it. Here's some moss that I collected a while ago. I keep them in trays and water them frequently. I'm just going to pick out the sticks and stuff, and the bottom still has a lot of sand on it, so I'm going to clean this out with the hose and then bring it back. Cleaning out the moss is not hard. I just take a spray, kind of wash away whatever I can get out. Whatever I can't get out, as you water the plant, it'll be carried down and out through the bottom big drainage holes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take some of this moss and find a place where it fits. Pushing it down hard, once again showing you that the water should come through the surface of the surface moss, so you know there's good contact. You can just edit this as you go, taking a little piece here and a little piece there and adding pieces as necessary. And we just have a little spot left here. A couple little spots, actually. Okay, we're getting there. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my 2 tools here. Just trying to put this inside here. Inside the edge. Gives it a cleaner, more manicured look. Okay, I think it's time to clean it up now. Lazy Susans are great ways to do things. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of gently clean this off. Okay, so there you have it. The Buddha plant been transplanted in a couple of minutes. This nice pot looks pretty good. You want to keep it down in a shady spot a little bit until it gets used to where it's been transplanted to. And then they kind of like full sun. Now it looks like we have new flowers coming out here too. Let's see if we can get you to see those. Okay, so there you have it. The Buddha plant, or the Buddha belly plant, or the bottle plant. Like I said, it's in the euphorbia family. They do really well in sphagnum moss. Give it a try if you can find them. If you can't find them, they're good to grow from seeds, and sometimes you can get those seeds on eBay. Okay, have fun with your bonsai.